This is why we
Like,
friends, friend.
I stand over you while you're playing spades, and I wouldn't be able to tell you what kind of hand this person has. I could tell you they got a hand of cards. I could tell you how many
Hmm.
cards they got in their hand, but I don't know shit, and I don't want to know shit because that's just not my thing.
Man, one of my family members said something to me. It was like they were talking about spades and all this other shit. And they were like, yeah, well, if anybody cut me, I ain't fucking with them no more, and blah 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 blah. And all I said was, all I know is draw four, blue, red, green, or yellow, and that's all the
No,
fuck
they
I know.
even trying to change how you play Uno, and I'm not with the shit.
Man, not at all. Fuck that.
But
What
I
else we
do
got? I
want
know we.
those super huge Uno cards. I think that's so ignorant, and I want it.
Oh my lord.
Ladies, rule number two: brush your teeth as many times as you're going to brush that wig.
Oh.
Woo!
Oh. Oh, he being spicy tonight. Okay. All right. All right.
All right. Okay. Straight to the neck.
He being
And that's
real
why them
spicy.
women should be yeasty beasty. Yeasty beasty.
Not yeasty beasty.
Yo.
Oh my lord.
Yo, let me tell you something. I'm a sneakerhead. I got like 130 pairs of sneakers. And no joke, I probably got about 75 pairs of socks, man. Nigga's
Oh my god.
sock game stepped up. I got
Mm-hmm.
socks to match damn near every pair of sneakers I got.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
couldn't
it.
see
As you
that.
should.
I
Wearing
appreciate
As you
one
should.
pair of socks over and over and over again. Sometimes in a day, I go through like 3 pairs of socks, man. No joke.
Yeah.
And 3 showers, too.
See?
not.
Smart man right there. Smart man.
Excited to see what basic stuff you guys are going to be talking about because a lot of stuff as adult we've never seen before. Jose Cuervo on the mic, excited to be on here and
What's
hoping to
good?
share this for.
All
Nah.
right. Shout out to Jose Cuervo. Yes. Yes
Okay, so
indeed.
y'all just played my message. It's 11:21. I got my lady still here with me, reluctant to say what basic shit adult dudes should know, but I appreciate it. She gets it. Pod. This
Yeah.
Rashad Sadiq from Rashad Radio. I don't have my soundboard, but it's all good. Y'all figure doing me. Hey, follow me, Hey Greg, and make sure y'all follow
Absolutely.
Hey Greg in the comments. Follow him, follow me, and follow She Gets It Pod. And if you're an adult, some basic shit you should know is your fucking password to your email. Like
Man.
Yeah.
for real, bro. Like you know how many people that I deal with? They're like, bruh, man, it's fantasy football time, and they don't know their password to their email, young. Yo, for
Mm-mm-mm.
real.
Mm.
The
Oh, thank
struggle.
you. See, he said a basic. I got to say a basic too, because we're getting down on voicemails again, which is good. So shout out to y'all for actually getting these voicemails, and we appreciate them. Keep them coming though, because we got plenty more. My next thing that you should know as an adult, um, is how to not piss or shit all over the toilet.
Oh my god.
Um, I actually like, you and I, my wife and I, when we go out of town and stuff like that, we usually drive or we fly and stuff like that. And we absolutely hate having to stop and go to the public restrooms. And we both have shared experiences going into different bathrooms. When she goes to a woman's bathroom versus when I go to a men's bathroom, you would think one would be worse than the other. And we're both surprised at what the other person says. So, for her as a woman, she says she's like, oh, there are women who will piss like they squat to piss, but they squat forward, so the entire fucking toilet is just covered in piss. And I was like, wait, what? I'm literally surprised at this. So when I tell her like guys will stand at the urinal and it's a big ass bowl that's against the wall, and all you have to do is shoot straight or down, and dudes will literally piss on the floor. She's mystified at the fact that dudes have a dick that all you have to do is aim it and we still manage to hit the floor. And when I tell her that, she's like, wait, I didn't know that men like we use the urinals. I was like, that's what the urinals are for. Like, we don't go to toilets, we go to urinals. So she's
Yeah.
like, so what happens if you have to actually pee and shit? I was like, usually, like as a guy, you usually have to sit down, You shit, and then like the piss just comes as like additive. But if you're just in the bathroom to piss, then you go to a urinal. And she says, so does that mean that if a guy went and pissed before you, like you have to see whatever he pissed? I was like, unfortunately. And she's like, well, us as women, we look forward, so we don't ever have to see it until we actually walk into the stall. But usually when a woman walks into a stall, I think she said they look up, they never look down. I was like,
That's
I
not
don't have
true.
that look.
If you a nasty woman, you gonna look wherever you want to look. Every time I kick open, because I don't fucking touch it, I kick
Mm-hmm.
open a stall, I look directly in the fucking toilet and I look at the floor. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Okay? And I look to see if there's toilet tissue there. Okay? And even the toilet tissue that's in the fucking woman's bathroom, I reel
Mm-hmm.
off a bunch of it and I throw it in the toilet because I don't know if that
Mm-hmm.
toilet tissue been on the floor or not.
Yep.
And I squat. That's why my thighs are thick. I never sit on the toilet. And
Mm-hmm.
I flush with my fucking feet even before this pandemic. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't know how to use a woman's restroom. A woman's
Mm-hmm.
restroom is nastier than a man's restroom. And them
Has to
old
be.
ladies that go into public stores and shop early in the morning, they take their coffee shits in the bathroom and they'll
Oh
shit all over
no.
the toilet seat and on the back of the wall and then leave it there and won't flush.
Oh no. Oh
Yes.
no.
Yes. And then
That's
they'll walk
that's
out the
nasty.
bathroom and not wash their hands.
That's nasty.
Okay.
That is some nasty
Just
shit.
a heads up. Okay.
Literally.
The one way you can tell if a woman lives with a man or he has a good woman is if you go into his bathroom, you don't smell pee, the seat is clean, and under the seat is clean, and behind the toilet is clean.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
How your mama know when you got a woman, even though you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
hide her shit. That's how your sisters know when you have a woman that knows how to take care of her home and take care of herself is by your bathroom. That's how my exes parents and their sisters found out that they had a woman in their life because I
Mm.
cleaned the fucking bathroom. No one should know who was in the bathroom when you go in there. Okay, you shouldn't
Mm.
know. I don't want to see no pubic hairs. I don't want to see that you shaved. I don't want to see your hair strands on the floor or all over the counters and shit. Women with the weaves, make sure all of your hair is in the trash can. Even when I straighten my hair, I take all the rugs out, I shake them out, I sweep the bathroom, I mop the shit. If your bathroom is not big enough to have to get a mop, get you some wipes, Clorox wipes, and wipe down that shit. I shouldn't have no essence of the person that was in the bathroom when I go use the
Mm.
bathroom. That's it.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, common sense shit. I think it's
Common
common.
sense.
One of the
Now
things
this.
that's on my that is common sense is don't walk into anyone's house with your fucking shoes on.
Mm.
Okay?
Mm.
If
Mm.
you don't know if they want you to take off your shoes, take off your shoes. Now,
Yep.
if you walking into a bando, keep that fucking shit on because they might not
Yes,
be there when
please.
you come. Okay, you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
step on some shit that you don't want to step on. Okay, I
Yep.
don't care if they have wood floors. Take off your shoes. And if you
Yep.
have kids and you come into someone's house, I don't care how close of friends you are or a family. Tell your badass kids to take off their shoes at the door.
Yes, please. Like, it's not. Here's the thing: if you walk into anybody's house, and it's so weird because people will be like, "Oh, well, I thought only like Asian Chinese people, like they do that." I'm
No,
like, no, that is universal. It's just cleanly. Would you like right now, like in DC, it just snowed like 4 or 5 days ago, and everybody's shoes at the bottom of them are dirty in some capacity because if you're not walking in the grass or walking on the sidewalks and shit like that, I don't want you tracking that shit through my house. Regardless, like you said, if you have hardwood floors, if you have carpet, like leave your fucking shoes at the door. Now, somebody would be like, well, what if I didn't wear socks? I will give you a pair of socks. And that goes into adulting. Also, have some socks for some people who have ugly ass feet and they decided that they didn't wear like socks with shoes, which is actually pretty fucking disgusting if you think about it. That actually is really fucking gross. You as an adult, if you
unless
don't
you
want to
have
wear
on some
socks,
Melissas. If you got on Melissas, you can go ahead and get with that shit.
Yeah, like trust me, I know some people who wear Vans. Like I know a lot of people who wear Vans and they don't wear socks, which is cool. But here's the issue: if you know you're going to someone's house and it's not a surprise, then you should go and just wear some socks. And that goes to what the guy said earlier. Like, if you go and get manicures and pedicures, you shouldn't care about your feet. Your feet should be straight. So it doesn't even matter what floor you're walking on because that floor that you're going on is clean, right?
Listen,
Cleanliness next to godliness.
so just the basics. Just the
That's the
basics.
basics.
So what happens like if it's a situation where we gotta run real fast for some shit that's detrimental to our future and I need you to pump the gas while I fix the tire. I'm supposed to have
Mm.
you stand by there and just stare at whatever the fuck coming for us and be like,
No,
baby,
Oh.
hurry up, baby, hurry up, baby, hurry up. I can't
no,
see that. It's like,
no.
okay, I understand where they coming from with that, but I need my woman to be just as strong as me. I
Facts.
need my woman to match me. It's things that I know
Mhm.
my woman can't do, but if she's willing to do it, I'm not gonna sit there and have her do that shit just to have her do it. I'm like, nah, if you want to take a shot, go ahead, because it's things that she needs to learn. You know what I mean? She can't always depend on a man, because all men don't have good intentions, just like all women don't have good intentions for men.
Correct.
So that's just like a woman that ain't shit. Like I feed you, but then it's like she feeding you with a negative purpose, just like a nigga like I change a tire, but it come with dick.
Mhm.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Women should know how to pump their gas, change their tire, check their air in their tire with the tire pressure because you can bust the tire putting too much air in the shit. But at the same time, I'm talking about the male that's sitting in the front seat, the passenger seat as she drives, and you scrolling through your Instagram or you loud talking on the phone with your boys, and you know this woman is getting gas to put in the car that you're sitting in. Get your ass the fuck up and go pump the
Mm.
gas. Now, if y'all rushing and you know y'all got a tag team, yes, somebody pump the gas, I'll change the tire. Or the baby in the back seat need to be changed. Let your woman change the baby because she can do it in the right way, fast way, effective way, and you pump the gas. I'm not talking about that, but in those situations, yes, I expect you to double team, right? But
Mm.
yeah, I'm talking about the males that feel like, oh, this is not my car. This your car.
Exactly. Nah, if you are in it or you're around it, if you're driving it, that should even though your name isn't on it, you should still be taking responsibility for it. It's not that hard.
Right. That's all.
Shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
But don't get me wrong though, man. I'm a whole sensitive ass nigga when it come to my girl though. Shit. I cook, goddamn. I spoil fuck out, man. So
Yeah.
I ain't. I mean, don't get me twisted. You know what I mean? You know, you jump out there and you do whatever you can. I mean, we men, so our
Yeah.
job is we want to fix everything. You know,
Yeah.
but to tell you something, we can't fix everything. Sometimes we just gotta let them cry, bro. Just let them cry
Yes.
for no
Like an
no
Mm-hmm.
reason.
infant.
Just let them cry. Yep.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
man.
Because we can't fix whatever the fuck is wrong.
Fact.
You know.
Yep.
So as an adult, yeah, that's some basic shit I think niggas need to know. You can't
Yeah.
fix everything. As a man, we want to fix it. If it's broke, we want to fix it. If it might be broken, we want to beat up anything on the way to break it. You know. But certain shit we can't do nothing. Just let them cry.
Three
Without
things.
question.
Three things. You are completely correct. If a woman is broke, you can't fix her. You can't make her better. She gonna be how she was when she came. Second thing, I just ordered my motherfucking big ass Uno cards. Third thing,
Mm-mm-mm.
um, um, uh, fuck it,
Okay.
fuck it.
Well, I have a
Oh,
third
my
thing to
third thing
add.
was like,
Go
if y'all enjoying the show, please share the show, clap it up. And if you're new in here, my name is Shan from She Gets a Podcast. That's Greg from Young Black and Bothered. Please follow, like, share, check out Young Black and Bothered podcast. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna keep this thing rolling because Greg got shit on his list. I got shit on
Yeah.
my list, and y'all
I'm
giving me shit. I appreciate.
exactly. I'm gonna give them two, and then we go to the voicemails, and then just run through those, and then I'll give a couple more, and you give a couple more.
Okay.
So number one on my list, not number one, but just an added one of things you should know as an adult: how to admit that you are wrong or at
Ooh,
fault.
ooh,
As an adult, you are not being obnoxious for acknowledging your fuck ups.
yeah.
That is something that is paramount to being an adult. If you know that you're wrong, that's the equivalent of saying I'm sorry. And a
Mhm.
lot of adults don't know how to say I'm sorry. So just say, you know what, I was wrong. I apologize. A lot of people think like you have to say I'm sorry. Like you might not even be sorry about it. That's just honestly how you felt, but the other person's feelings were impacted by what you said. If you say I am wrong, or just acknowledge the fact that your opinion doesn't match theirs, trust me, they feel so much better knowing that like your relationship isn't broken because you decided you had to be the the person that just had the last word. So that for me is important to know as an adult. You can have the last word to yourself, or you could
Yeah.
be the person that is just that you're right. You just don't have to tell everybody, "Hey, I'm fucking right." Like just let that be. And number
Yeah.
two, this is less heavy, um, and I mean this as well. Do not squeeze from the middle of the toothpaste. I absolutely fucking hate that. Like as an adult, like I feel like any human that takes a toothpaste thing and squeezes from the middle of the toothpaste, they are a terrorist and they should be stopped. Like no, they here's the thing. If you go on Amazon right now, they sell those little things that you put at the base of toothpaste and you squeeze it upward, right?
Yeah.
But even if you don't have that, when you look at a toothpaste vial, right, the reason why that shit is at the bottom and why everything of toothpaste has grooves at the bottom of it, because when you roll it up, it helps to assist to squeeze the toothpaste upward. In
Yeah.
case you don't have that little toothpaste thing that it's like a toothpick thing that just like goes up as you squeeze the toothpaste. So
Yeah.
whenever I see somebody go and take toothpaste and they squeeze it and it's in the middle. I was like, ew, your toothpaste bottle has all that white shit. And I'm like, I know that that's toothpaste, but it looks disgusting to me.
Yeah.
When you see toothpaste all around the rim of it, like, no, just if you squeeze from the
The
bottom.
You can clean the rim of your toothpaste. You could clean the rim of your condiments when you go to get them. Like I don't want to
Mm-hmm,
see dried up shit from when you last used it. Okay, and that
mm-hmm,
little toothpaste squeezer thing, you can get it from
mm-hmm.
Bed Bath & Beyond, right where you get your motherfucking toothpaste and mouthwash and your
Oh,
floss.
I no, I'll do you one better. I lost a friendship because one of my friends said to me, they said, and if anybody disagrees, feel free to disagree with me. I don't care. At this point, I've already lost a friend. So if you feel differently, please let us know in the voicemail. So he went to Costco and we both went that same day. And you know how Costco's, they give you that really big, like, condiment thing. So if you buy ketchup, they give you two ketchup things and they're like fucking like 82 ounces of ketchup and shit, right? So he says to me, he was like, "Oh, well, this was sitting in my cabinet." So he came over to my house and he asked me, he's like, "Greg," he's like, we both went grocery shopping that day, and why do you put your ketchup in the fridge?" And I was like, "Because I opened it." And he was like, "Well, ketchup's not
It
a
tells
condiment."
you on the shit what to do.
I asked him, and I was like, and I wasn't trying to argue with him. I said, "Yo, like, it says refrigerate upon opening." And he's like, "Not all ketchup does that. It's just the larger ones." I was like, "It's the fact that it says refrigerate after
Right?
opening." So he says to me, he was like, "Well, it doesn't expire until 2021." Mind you, this was 2019, right? So mind you, 2021 is literally what, 2 weeks away? So last week he calls me, he was like, "Well, Greg, do you still keep your ketchup in the fridge?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, it says the ketchup's about to expire, so you can go and throw it away now." And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Well, my ketchup molded." I was like, "That's because you opened it and you put it in your pantry." Some shit like condiments should not be like, I wouldn't open a thing of mayo that has eggs made on, mayo has egg in it. So why in the fuck would I put something I just opened back in a pantry that is like room temperature? Like some things need to be cold. He's like, "Well, I don't like cold ketchup on my French fries." Well, you go ahead and die if you want to. Then you go ahead and fucking die if you want to. Like me, certain things I know for a fact I don't fuck with. I don't like. I'm not gonna sit eggs on a counter. I'm not gonna sit like meat, like chicken and stuff. Like even if I'm defrosting it, I'll leave it out for 30 minutes and then I'll go and put it back in the fridge. Reason why is because you don't. I don't care about salmonella and all that other stuff. I just don't. Some things just don't make sense to me. So ketchup just being in the pantry after it's open, that shit sounds gross. Mayonnaise, that shit sounds gross. Mustard, same fucking thing. Now, do I like my burgers having cold ass mustard and ketchup? No. At the time that I'm making the burgers, right before I start preparing them, I just take that shit out of the fridge and I put it on the counter. That way, when I'm done making the burgers, everything is room temperature. That's common sense to me, right? He says to me, he was like, no condiments should end up being in the fridge. And I was like, okay, you go ahead and die then. So I'm telling anybody who is listening to my voice right now, if you go and you open your ketchup and you leave it in the pantry and you have people come over to your house and try your condiments and shit like that, just let them know they might die in 6 weeks. I mean that shit. That shit is absolute. That is the one thing that it really grinds my gears. Like salt, pepper, yes. Adobo, yes. What's that fucking sauce with the W that don't nobody know what the fuck how to say it? Worcestershire, whatever the fuck that word is, right?
Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, that shit. Whatever Worcestershire, that shit. The one that has the three R's and it has more vowels than it has like any other letter, right? So Worcestershire, that shit.
Listen,
That shit. It doesn't need to be refrigerated, but it can go in that can go in the pantry. I agree with that because it doesn't say refrigerate after opening. But if something tells me to refrigerate it after opening, I know for a fact I'm not going to go completely opposite of that. Like I have friends who have told me, Greg, like, well, bread, like, you don't have to put it in the fridge. I'm like, yeah, but you had the bread and it's been sitting on your counter for 2 fucking weeks. I'm not eating that bread.
mm-hmm.
Like that bread is 2 weeks. Like you know what? Next voicemail. I ain't gonna go down
Oh,
the
that
grocery
spades
list.
game is no joke. Like in Miami, I don't know wherever else, but like when we was growing up, we used to go eat my older sister's house, and you would just I used it was tense. Okay, I was just sitting back like, man, I hope nobody don't shoot each other. Nobody shoots somebody tonight. I don't want to be here for this. I was always on edge of my seat, and like, all the kids playing and shit. I'm like, what y'all playing for? We gotta watch these
Mm,
adults. See when
mm,
some shit about to go down, because this is intense. So I used to be right in the little corner watching, like, okay, so she needs to calm down. Okay, okay, oh my God, he slammed this thing. Every time he slammed the thing on the table, oh my God, they gonna
mm-hmm,
kill each other. Like, it was a very
mm-hmm,
traumatic experience for me. Even now, if I have to play with other black folk, I'd be like, man, I don't know if I want to play with y'all. Y'all be taking this shit to another level.
listen,
mm-mm.
listen.
So,
I had plenty of exes that want to like drone on each other and go back and forth and shit. And once you say that one thing, that like, all right, we're not playing no more. No, nigga,
mm-hmm.
you about to get everything paid for it. Come get this. All
All right.
right. You always playing too much. Nah, you started it.
So hold on. One last time though. They need to know exactly what this show is. Let them know.
This show is a show about the black progression. Welcome to Loud Stereo, where we get loud about the shit you need. Okay, Greg and I are on here to give you good content for your weekend. Okay, we gonna go out with a motherfucking bang. Okay, this is Loudmouth Stereo. My name is Shan from She Gets It Podcast and Cozy Moon Podcast. All right, don't forget to follow, share the show, and check it out. That's Greg from Young Black and Bothered Podcast. Okay, and we come here and we collab to give you goodness.
Yes. And y'all lucky I'm not high. I'm almost drunk. So we got a little bit more time left. Just a little bit. Because my wife don't understand. When I walk into that room, she gonna get the boom. That's
Listen,
it.
I'm done. And Greg, I agree with you on the apologizing. That's on my list. Apologizing is okay. And
Hmm.
what I'm learning as an adult is I'll even apologize when I know you're wrong as fuck, just so you
Mm,
can shut the fuck up. All right.
mm,
Sometimes it's not even worth you explaining how correct you are or how right you are. Sometimes you gotta let stupid people do stupid things and say stupid things so they can shut the fuck up and get out your face. Okay, this happens
Mm,
in the parking lot. This happens in stores. This happens when you're picking up your kids. This happens shit with authority, government officials. This happens with people you're related to by default. Sometimes you got to apologize to completely change the energy in the room. So if this person still wants to act the ass, they're going to write their ass a ticket
mm,
to beat that ass because you already apologized and deaded the shit.
mm. Yeah,
Okay, but
yeah,
just apologize.
absolutely. Absolutely. Oh,
You
look at our listeners right now. Our live listeners. Shout
know,
out
I
to Stereo for doing something right, aka helping us get to the masses and get to the people who are listening. Shout out to everybody who is listening live, everybody that's listening to the podcast later on. We appreciate you, but we have a lot of voicemails. We have a
You know,
lot.
y'all, when y'all walk in the house, please let yourself be known. Speak up. I want to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Share the
Mm,
show, like the show, clap it up. I appreciate y'all for listening because y'all did not have to listen. Y'all could have kept swiping. You know what I'm saying? But you stopped. You stopped for Greg and Shan, and I appreciate you.
You said how to not piss or shit all over the toilet, and my lady's like, "Oh my god!" And the next thing is she gets it pussy. Oh my god, dog, are you serious? I gotta go to bed, man. I agree, but is that happening?
Yeah.
yes, yes, it's happening. You would be
Yeah.
surprised how many people go and they piss on toilet seats,
Mhm.
men and women. Like
Mhm.
I've had to use the unisex bathrooms because I'm like, you know what? The line to the men's bathroom is too long. The family bathroom right there. Let me just go and get in that shit, right? Yo,
And
the
can I
family
say
bathroom be even worse.
there needs to be more changing tables in men's bathrooms. Women
Yes.
can't be the only ones that have to take a baby to the bathroom and change the baby. I think that's very fucking sexist. It's
Yep.
2020. It's on its way out. In 2021, let's normalize men's bathrooms having changing tables, okay?
Mm,
All right. And men not being looked down on when they take their child into the bathroom with them. If I see
mm,
a man coming in a grown woman's bathroom, okay, and he is not trans or anything with a baby, I'm not gonna be bothered because I have fucking common sense. But some
exactly.
people are bothered. So if you're fucking bothered, let that man be able to go into a men's bathroom with a young girl toddler because that's their child, okay?
Exactly.
Hey, this one is for the men. As a grown man, you should know how to tie a tie. You
Oh
shouldn't
yeah.
be
Yep.
calling your grandma and
This,
asking her to tie your tie to go to a job interview.
Mm,
And I know how to tie a bow tie, and I can tie a regular tie into a bow tie. But as a grown man, you should know how to tie a tie.
mm.
facts. And on
You
that
would
one
think.
that about cooking,
Okay.
Greg,
Mm-hmm.
men, you get way more pussy and better pussy if you know how to cook. Just
Yeah.
saying.
But that's what's so scary because we just did a talk, what, 2 weeks ago, and there were guys that were in the like comments, and they were talking about going to ladies' houses or inviting women to their houses so they can cook for them. I'm like, yo, Domino's is not cooking for her. Like $5 pizza is not cooking for her. Like you gonna have her eat all them carbs and then try to put her pussy on your face and that shit tastes like fucking pepperoni and anchovies and shit like that. Like no, 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 fellas, this is not right. Treat your
Listen,
face properly.
if you go to a woman's house and she does not have water there or fruits, that pussy is
Mm,
trash. And God.
yeah.
And a lot of people have fucked up face problems and skin
Mm-hmm.
problems. Don't change their pillowcase often enough. Change
Yes.
that shit more often because all of your grease and dirt on your face is all over that pillowcase. And y'all pillowcases shouldn't have brown and dark stains all over it, you can throw that pillow away. You should be
Yep.
changing your pillow at least 3 times a year.
Yep.
Okay.
And to piggyback off what you just said, sheets need to be washed. This was one of my things, so I'm just piggyback on you. Um, Sheets need to be washed every week. Pillows and pillowcases too. Like
Yeah.
Shan just said, 3 times a year. Yes, you need to throw your pillows away, but you can definitely go and wash, clean, steam your pillows in between the time that that you're throwing them out. The reason why I'm saying this is because there are a lot of people who like, oh, I got a new pillow for the new year, and that shit like November of next year, you be like, wait, you still got that same pillow? Throw it away.
And you could
Throw
get
that.
protectors if you have allergies that
Mm-hmm.
are allergic. I got my daughter one because she's very allergic to things. And
Mm-hmm.
you could cover your expensive ass pillow because they do get expensive. I have bamboo pillows, which I love. I have feather pillows, which I love. But them shits are
Mm-hmm.
expensive.
Yeah.
But it takes me
Please.
about minutes to fall asleep.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I think a lot of people, like you said earlier, Shan, like a lot of people don't take the things that they use like often, like serious, like bedding, pillows, like the shit that they shower with. Like when you were talking about the loofahs and the washcloths and stuff like that, I'm like, people think that that's supposed to last like 3, 4 months. Like, no, even toothbrushes. When people are like, oh, your toothbrush should last every 3 months, I'm like, but if you're brushing your teeth every day, for me, no. Like I brush mine 3 times a day. I'm like, oh, like I'm surprised this. If it lasts 3 months, I'm surprised. I'm like, no, it's time. Like I had to go and get a Quip because I was like, you know what? A Quip toothbrush. This is not advertisement for them, but they automatically tell you they're like, hey, by the way, you done had that goddamn toothbrush a little bit too long. It's time to go and renew that shit. And I'll go and say, you know what? For $10,
On
I'll go
there
ahead.
too. Do it rechargeable. You could change the heads of your toothbrush. Sometimes a lot of the toothbrush Oral B toothbrushes, they
Mm-hmm.
are rechargeable. They have an app that'll tell you when to change your toothbrush, how
Mm-hmm.
long you're brushing, how well you're brushing. Okay, you should not be done brushing your teeth in under a minute and a half. No, you didn't brush fast enough. Brush them back teeth, them side teeth,
Mm-hmm.
up top. Please take that plaque off. Please floss. Okay, it shouldn't be you only floss when you go to your dentist. Okay.
And brush your goddamn tongue. I
Oh,
understand it's wintertime, but it is not a skating rink on your mouth unless, ladies, unless you decide that you are a person that, you know what? Next voicemail. I was gonna go there, but I ain't gonna go
wait a minute.
there.
Hey, listen, I work as a union porter, and I have had my fill of cleaning bathrooms. And I'm not gonna lie to you, homie. Women piss on the toilet seat more than men do.
I can imagine.
It's just a fact. I experienced it firsthand. And I used to come in the bathroom to clean the bathrooms, and I'm like, did a dude come in here? But no, it's the ladies' bathroom.
Listen, you talking to a woman that has a mean left pee pee. Okay, I don't know what's going on with my punani, but it pisses left. Okay, so I know or over to the right when I go to piss, especially in the morning. She be strong, she be fearless, and she be pissing to the left. So I know where this piss is going to go. I don't know what's going on in there, but she's okay. But I just know her well enough to know that I need to be a little bit more to the right so I could get this all in there. And women who take shits, if the Lord blessed you with a wide back wagon, your
Mm, mm,
wife
mm.
has to be further up and it has to be direct and you have to check that seat. Your whole ass is not fitting on the seat. So with that being known, check when you get up to make sure it's clean because ain't nobody else
Mm,
fit on that.
mm. Women with the wagons. Yes, indeed.
It's a
Yeah.
responsibility that comes with that.
Mm.
Okay, dudes, if I was a. Not dudes, I'm sorry. If I were a superhero, I'd be Bladder Man. You
Bladder
Bladder
talk
man.
about a
man.
high pressure washing every
Yes.
time I go here. And so I'd be this cartoon character, this
Come on,
comic book
Mr.
character called Bladderman. Hey, Bladderman, there's a fire 5 miles away. Okay, I'll take care of it.
boom, fire's out. I ain't walked a step. And so sometimes it gets like that. You don't be trying to paint everything or to get everything wet. I'm sorry, man. I'm cracking my own stuff up.
I mean, my pressure wash PP is early in the morning when I first get up, and that's when I work on my Kegels because you can hold the PP, you can let go the PP, you can hold the PP, you can let go the PP, but throughout the day it's just regular PP.
Mm, mm,
Okay.
mm, mm. That's at
Oh
least
my
PP.
gosh, I cannot stand a dirty bathroom either. I can't stand a dirty shower, a dirty toilet. I just can't do it. Like, it's the weirdest thing. Like, the bathroom to me has to be the most pristine thing in the house for some
Yeah.
reason.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, everyone does not live on the same page amongst me in the home with the people that I live with. My children. Well, no, they've gotten a lot better, but still, it's just like, guys, like, my girls are actually, I think, worse than my boys in terms of clean. Like, my daughter just goes and goes. She cleans everything, but it's like she just goes and goes and goes. And I'm like, can you look back? Just look over your shoulder, girl. Just look over your shoulder, honey. And go find your hair in this bathroom and pick it up. Nobody wants to see all that. It's a lot to have 4 children, guys. You know, if you have 2,
I'm
it's
praying for you.
okay. It is
Yeah,
okay, but I love my 4. I'm just saying, it's okay.
yeah.
If you have daughters, men and women, please invest in some Charmin stock, some
Mm.
quilted stock, because my children go through toilet tissue at least 2 rolls a day. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I don't know how you didn't know. I don't know who ain't tell you. I don't know if you reading the captions. I don't know if you on the She Gets It pod on IG or on Twitter, but the girl got merch, okay? Shh. I got to tell them this information. The girl got merch. I got you on sweatshirts. I got you on long sleeve tops. I got you on hoodies. I got you on masks if you pro mask out here, okay? I even got you on, bags, you know what I'm saying? On the sign that you need to hide your stash in. Fanny Pack World, I got y'all too. Check out She Gets It Shop on Teespring, okay? I got y'all with the merch, all right? Now back to this show because y'all need this information because one thing I'm tired of is what I've been seeing and what I've been hearing. And we all need reality checks. We just do. When
Mm.
they're and they have their own bathroom. And when I tell you the other day I had to plunge the toilet, not because there was poo in there, because it was reels and reels and reels of toilet
Mm-hmm.
tissue. And guess who ass was still dirty? My kid's
Oh
ass was.
no. So you got to
I'm
tell them like, hey, by the
like,
way, you need to
what are you
wipe
doing?
wipe. Well,
No.
hey, at
We're
least the
not
good
doing
thing
that
is,
either because ain't no plumber coming to my house. You use those wipes in those new big hole toilets, not these
mm-hmm.
old toilets, okay? If you updated your toilet, which is on my bucket list, when my kids are grown and they are completely at my house, I'm going to get a high handicap toilet
Now,
because you can walk up to them shits and slightly squat and you on them shits and you can
now,
swing your legs and it's amazing.
now, is it too late to get one of those mobile bidet things? Like, you don't have to get the whole toilet that's a bidet, but you can get the little what is it called? Like a squishy tushy, where you can put it on the side of the you can put it on the side of the
Oh,
toilet.
I seen that, but I don't want nothing squirting up my holes.
You know what? See,
No
see.
more.
Did you say no?
Uh,
Okay, now y'all. Okay, so I get exactly what y'all saying. I feel y'all, but you gotta understand. You have some people that's when you actually have like empathy. Everybody don't have empathy for the next person. Shit.
yeah.
Some people take people for face value. You got some females be like, mine, nigga, this my car. I drive this car how I want to. I play city girls in my car how I want to. If you don't like it, you can
Mm-hmm.
drive. You can
Ah,
walk. You know what I mean? So it's like depends on the person. If the person always hollering, my,
Yep.
then they gonna be like, yeah, that's your shit.
Yep.
listen,
Yep.
I pray for any man that has to sit in the car with a woman playing City Girls. Okay,
Man, what?
sorry,
Rich, yo,
sorry, I'm sorry.
fellas, like, how do you feel about like a woman like as you're driving with her, and she's the one that's driving, you in the passenger, and all you hear. rich ass bitch, give a fuck about a
That,
nigga. And you be like, wait, what the fuck? Like, I ain't rich. What?
mm-mm,
What was it? What was it? That's not right. That's not
I,
right.
I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Since y'all on some chivalry shit, how about this? If I open the door for a woman and then I
Mm-hmm.
go on the other side, I expect you to reach over and open the door for me.
Yes.
Mm.
Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
I have left women on the curb because they didn't open the door for me after
Mm.
I opened the door for them.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
God.
That's just me, though. I'm very old school. I believe chivalry was killed, and chivalry was killed by a woman.
Oh
Ooh.
wow. That's bold. Now, I wouldn't say that. I will say that a lot of our like generations, including my own, they've kind of gotten this impression of like you give to me and I'm thankful, but I don't owe it to you. So like you see a lot of people like for me, like my biggest thing, same way he has, the holding the door thing, I have
Mhm.
that too, but it's not holding the door. I don't care about you holding the door for me. I just want you, I won't say to express like gratitude, but it's more so it's like acknowledge the fact that somebody was nice enough to hold the door for you. They could have kept going. Like when I go to Target or if I go to like any store where I actually have to physically open the door and I see you taking your sweet time to get to the door and I wait for you to open the door, and you're like, oh, that's what you're supposed to do as a man. I'm like, absolutely not. So one time I actually still had a hangover. So I still had a hangover and I was really upset because this woman, I'm opening the door and I'm holding the door for her and it's like pouring down raining outside. I pull my umbrella down, have it in my hand, and I'm holding the door open for her so she can walk through without having to like, do anything. So she walks right past me, right? Doesn't say thank you, doesn't show any gratitude for it. And at that point, it went from me like saying I needed the respect for it to being like, yo, you could have like acknowledged the fact that like it was pouring down raining and I assisted you. So what I do is I hold the door for her. She doesn't say thank you. So what I do is I wait. I hold her, I hold my arm out in front of her, and then
Mhm.
I walk ahead of her. So the second door, I go and I walk through and I don't open the door for her. And she says to me, she was like, oh, you just weren't gonna hold the door for me? I said to her, and I was trying to be as disrespectful as I could possibly be. And I said, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And I told her, I was like, yo, like, you have no fucking manners. Like, it, if a woman would have done that, you would have felt the same way. It's like, okay, like, wait a minute. I was being courteous and holding the door open for you because I don't want you to get like fucking rain and shit on you as you're running from your car. And I see that you're doing that. You would have, like, the same way. I'm trying to, like, make it make sense. So, say for example, have you ever been like in a building and you're on the elevator and you're on the elevator by yourself? As you're on the elevator by yourself, you see somebody running for the elevator, and you're like, you know what? I have two options. Either I can, one, hold the fucking door for these people and just let them get on the elevator with me, or say, you know what? Fuck it. I want to be on it by myself.
But people know when somebody's holding the elevator for them. You need to be courteous and be like, wave and be like, no, but thank you. Open your fucking mouth. Like, and I hate when people, you have to know good timing. So if
Yeah.
you know somebody's walking from the parking lot to come into this main door,
Mm-hmm.
you get to this door first and I'm walking
Mm-hmm.
slowly. I need you to not stand there and hold the door for me because I don't feel like sprinting just because you're holding the door for me. It's not
Exactly.
that I appreciate it, but I don't want to run in these heels and it's raining out here. I don't want to run and make a fool of myself because I'm clumsy because you're holding the door and I don't want to look like a dick. So
Exactly.
it has to be like this worldwide wave that's known. I'm okay. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
And that was my issue. And I know we got to get to these voicemails. My issue though was the fact that at least with that woman, it was the fact it wasn't like she was like 20 feet away. It was more so it's like, okay, like you're literally 5, maybe 7 feet behind me as we're walking it. Because as I got out of my car, she was getting out of her car. She didn't have an umbrella. I had an umbrella. So I'm going and I'm running to the door because I don't want to literally hold this umbrella while it's pouring down raining. Now I could have, obviously offered her my umbrella, but I don't know this stranger, so I was like, I'll just hold the door for her when we're going. So I'm holding the door, and she, instead of going and running for the door, she sees that the door is open and says, "You know what? I'll take my time now because I know somebody's holding the door." And I was like, "You know what? Well, fuck this shit." So That's just my story, but I don't want to harp on it too much. Next voicemail.
Okay.
See, you ain't telling nothing but the truth, cause this dude I know, and he talking about some tomatoes, like ketchup is spicy. I heard him say it, but I was like, "What? What'd you say, bro?" He was like, "Man, yeah, like ketchup is spicy.
Ketchup is
How, bro?"
spicy.
But then
Whew.
it's like I had to break it down to him pretty much the same way you did with that. Like, my G, you leave your ketchup out, nigga. That shit spoke.
Yes.
That ain't spicy, nigga. That's bacteria. Turn your damn
Ex-
tonsils up.
that's not spicy.
That
That's
ain't spicy.
bacteria.
Ain't been one time I tasted Heinz 57 and that shit was zesty. Not
Oh
no ketchup that I bought.
shit.
You know what I mean? I get the red kind.
Not
You know,
spicy.
or Hunts. You know, and he talking about some. What he said? I think he said Hunts was was spicy. You know, I kind of like fell back because, you know, that's suspect action right there. You know,
Listen,
that's
good thinking.
Yo, I fucking feel you, yo. Like, I just want to play spades and have fun. It's just a game. This, you know how I go. Nigga, you reneged. No, man, I counted my books. No, nigga, you lied. You owe books. That's how that shit be going, man. And they be crazy. Like, they be mad, man. Nigga, you don't know how to count your books, man. I need a new partner. I need a new partner. Like, it's so competitive, and I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, yeah, I feel you. Like, I don't even want to play spades with nobody. You know
Mm,
what I mean? Because that shit just get crazy.
yeah, I hear that.
Ah, that's what I'm talking about.
I ain't high, but I'm almost drunk.
I ain't ha- wait a
What
fucking minute.
happened?
He said I ain't high, but I'm almost drunk.
Rule number 4: as an adult, you should never argue with anyone that doesn't pay any kind of bills. I'd be
Woo!
damned if I'm going to sit here and have an argument with somebody that don't pay bills. And if you're
Mm,
living with your mama, you should be paying some kind of bills.
Yes,
bingo,
Give us something.
yes,
bingo.
yes. Please.
Well, at my old job, it's like two of my jobs. They were changing tables in the men's bathroom. Y'all women folk just ain't allowed in our bathrooms. Stop talking about stuff y'all don't know.
Mm.
Y'all, you see, you living in the past. You talking about old shit. That's old shit. See, we used to not have them. You know what I mean? That's old shit. Stop living in the past. We got that.
Shout out to Ricky, man. Oh my god.
Hey, look, you know you ain't lying, right? Cause you know how somebody you got like a homegirl or something, she just moved so far, got fresh pillows. They ain't living there
Mm-hmm.
for a couple years, and the same pillow is
Ew,
like heavy as a bitch.
ew.
But
Mm-hmm.
that shit say feather down, goose down,
They're,
I
shit
know.
heavy. That's
they're.
all that damn styling, all that extra shit. Nigga sweating, crying and shit, snotting and shit all in the pillows. Like, that shit got so much bacteria. That shit like you ever touch like some oven gloves from work. You know what I mean? Them shit greasy as a bitch.
Ew.
And them be the shit the kids want to pillow fight with, play around, jump around on mom bed and shit.
Germs.
But that's a whole, man, you know what I mean? That's a whole nother way. Cause I always used to wonder why
Oh
mama
man.
bed was so comfortable. Now I'm grown, I know what it was. Mama
Mm.
full on bed.
Listen.
They gonna absolutely hate this. What did we learn today? Because
Nah,
I
my
got
nigga, let's
no.
stay there. Cause a lot of these people sitting over there, they just said, fuck the brush. Because they living up under the mask. And then you know they breath stink because they talk about something they can't breathe. Under
Yep.
their mask, you always see their mask hanging off their face because your breath on
But
you. I'm
They don't
just
even
saying.
want to deal with their breath.
Like, you felt like you had to keep the 6 feet rule, so it don't matter. They ain't gonna smell it anyway. Fuck shit. What? I ain't smashed this morning, smoked the blunt. You know what I mean? Ate a Philly cheesesteak on the Wilbur Hill Exchange. Ain't nobody gonna smell shit. You know what I mean? But goddamn, this shit kicking me. You know what I mean? Like, that shit be real, man.
Shout out to the real Philly cheesesteak eaters. Okay. Down south, Big Dave's got 3 locations down here. He from North Philly. Shout out, you know what I'm saying? So happy he brought some real Philly cheesesteaks to the south because
mm.
the hypocrite sandwiches they were making,
Mm.
yuck.
Man, they might as well just go ahead and just put a hole in the floor, decorate that shit with some flowers and some porcelain, and just, you know what I mean, just put a put your feet here sign on there for females, because it's
Man,
like
what?
y'all not gonna touch a fucking toilet. What's the point of y'all having a whole fucking toilet there if
Ooh,
y'all don't even fucking use it? See, that's the
Oh
shit
no.
that they need to be talking about fixing. You feel what I'm saying? When you just had extra. You know
Mm.
what I mean? Because y'all bathrooms don't be looking like the dude's bathroom. Y'all be having like wall to wall carpet and shit. You know what I
right.
mean?
The
Y'all be
whole
having
Wall
like
to
the,
wall
the
carpet. Yeah.
incense and the pictures with all that shit. You going to a dude shit. This shit, every jump look like the manager's bathroom at the office of a construction site.
wall to wall
Oh
curtain.
no. Some might be like a little bit. You know what I mean? Okay, you go to the movies and see some
Mm-hmm.
nice shit, but that's the best you gonna get when you go to the movie theater.
Yeah.
This this is the epitome of why you need friends with that are women, okay, that don't want to fuck you. If you shopping for your house, they'll tell you what to buy for your house, so you don't look like you shooting for the other side and you still in your manhood. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell
Mm-hmm.
you, I like a woman doesn't want to go into a bathroom where it's decorated in brown, black, and the wall
Mm-hmm.
already a dark color. You know, if your walls are dark, get everything that's light for like the rug and the shower curtain. The shower curtain liner should be clean. If you're not gonna clean it, cut the shit off, okay? And buy
Mm-hmm.
you, and it's about $5 for a liner or less, and just paint
Mm-hmm.
them. Okay, we don't want to see your bathrooms decorated like your grandma lived here and she died here. It's
Exactly.
just standard shit. And the best rugs to get are white rugs because you can bleach them.
Mm. I don't know
You know?
what is so hard about people just not knowing that like white tile. If you buy white shit and you bleach them, not only are they going to show up cleaner, it's more presentable to whoever. Like it's gender neutral. That's number one. Number two,
Yeah,
it's easy to clean, and number three, it's just it looks presentable. It honestly makes it feel as though like you actually cared about the people who showed up. Like even if that was some shit that you've had in your house for like 6 to 8 months,
yeah.
it's there. Like you cleaned it a few times, yes, and you just laid that shit out. But
And also, when you have white clothing, you can or sheets or towels or whatever. If it has any type of stain in there or small mold stain, you can soak it in vinegar for
mm-hmm,
hours and get the stain out and bleach it and soap it and wash it like regular and that shit is gone. But if you have something of color, you can't do that.
mm,
Okay? So there's a reason why the rug set at Family Dollar is $12 versus you buying
mm-hmm,
$1. There's a reason.
That
mm-hmm.
Walmart brand toilet paper, that shit will
Man,
change
listen.
your life, okay? I was on the same roll of toilet paper for like a month and a half. And my
Yep.
son is one of them niggas that go through toilet paper 3 times a day. I have to change the roll with any other fucking drawer. But Walmart drawer, I don't know. It's like they should it just never run out.
Yeah, yeah. But see, Walmart's brand is because when they do it, they have the two ply and it's two ply, but it's also threaded. So it's one of those ones where like you could actually peel the plies apart versus when you go to like
Oh,
CVS or Target, something like that, and they tell you it's two ply, but basically it's just like one ply, but they just put two one plies together, and it's a difference between that and two ply. Two ply is the equivalent of like it's honestly it's like two and a half rolls of paper versus like just one roll of paper and then another one, which it's different. It's really hard to actually kind of like picture if you like. I'm just I guess if I'm describing it now, but if you go to like any store and you look at, for example, Target, Walmart, I'm trying to think of what's another one. God, I can't think of Walgreens. Walgreens has really good toilet paper as well. So if you look at their two ply and their one ply looks completely different. So I'll
my
just say that.
favorite toilet paper is that cottonelle shit. Like when I put
Oh
that
man,
my pussy, it needs to feel like a blanket. You
is that
love me.
wait? Is the Cottonelle is the one with the bears and shit, right? Like the commercial with the
It's the
bears. Oh,
ribs. No,
mm.
Charmin is the one with the bears. The ribs, like the ripples.
Oh, so y'all
That's
nasty,
that
nasty.
cottonelle
Y'all
shit.
nasty, nasty. Y'all be
Ooh,
trying. Y'all be having pussy ripples. Okay, y'all go
I
ahead. Y'all do
love
y'all
it.
thing.
Yeah. I be asking my girl like, why do y'all be wrapping the toilet paper around y'all hand like y'all
Oh
about to go
no,
shadow box or something when y'all go to
no.
the bathroom? Like as soon as y'all shut the door, y'all just start boxing y'all shadow. Or it's like for real, and she tiny. So it's like when she do it, she look like a little chocolate Q-tip, and I be like, "Babe, what are you doing with all that toilet paper? You only got one goof." You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't understand. And then it's like y'all be like pat pat, throw that shit in the toilet, and then it's just like you just pray that you got the septic safe shit because if you don't,
Listen,
then you got to figure out how you gonna get that shit out. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's this is why I smoke. You know, this is exactly why the fuck I smoke weed. You know what I mean? So that was this shit, man.
Oh God, whatever part of this show that we post, I'm naming it chocolate Q-tips and shadow boxing because that is
listen.
fucking hilarious. That is fucking
Speaking of Q-tips, as a grown up, nobody should have to tell you to clean your ears.
man.
And
Listen,
men, stop using y'all nasty ass nails to clean out your ears.
mm,
There's some nasty ass women that do that too. That's nasty.
that is
Get a
disgusting. That is
Q-tip and
disgusting.
clean your ears.
That
Yuck.
like I think that's probably one of like most people be like, oh well, the butt is a nasty hole and like boogers and stuff. I'm like,
You talk about
y'all don't
this.
understand. Ears are really like you can lick around the ear and that's cute and all that, but
Oh
ear
God.
and earwax to me is just it's really disgusting to even deal with. Like
Listen,
ew. But
I
I
put
ain't
I'm not putting
it.
my mouth on your butt. I don't care what you say.
Okay, all right. I ain't gonna try to change you. You
No.
be who you are. You be who you are, friend.
And I got visions of women sitting down with making booty prints or wagon prints or whatever you calling that.
Wagon friend.
But that ain't what I'm talking about.
Oh
We
God.
share an office. I'm in an office environment, and so when I go to that restroom. I take stuff with me. I take spray, antibacterial. I spray the seat and let it sit for a little bit because, like sitting in that warm chair, I don't want to sit in any place where I can see butt prints. That just ain't gonna happen
Mm-hmm.
either. So I spray the seat, let it sit for a little bit, let that stuff work. Then I spray the place where you wash your hands, the sink and all that, because
Mm-hmm.
that's just as nasty, in my
Yeah.
opinion. And so by the time I'm done doing what I got to do in the toilet, then I go to the sink and
Mm-hmm.
that antibacterial stuff and did its job. And I leave.
Yeah.
Listen, he preaching. He is
Yes, he
preaching.
is.
He said that wagon print.
He said the wagon print.
I wouldn't advise that, bruh. I heard that those little squirters bidets they don't even they just make you more messier.
Mm.
No, that's a lie. Here's the thing. The difference between like the bidets everybody's thinking about and the bidets I'm talking about, like people think bidets like when they go to like the UK or something like that. Those bidets are when like you're taking a piss or if you're like squatting or something like that. But the ones that have been made in the past like 2 or 3 years, not only do they help you save when it comes to like toilet paper, like how many times have you actually, you know what? I ain't gonna say too much because there are a lot of people out here that they might be actually kind of gross. And I don't want to gross people out by saying, like, have you actually known how clean you are once you get off the toilet?
I always check. Like the last piece of paper has to have nothing on it.
And that's the thing. With a bidet, like, it helps out. A lot of people that I know, they're like, oh, well, I only like, I don't have a bidet, but I'll shower if I have to poop. So it's like, what happens at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon if you're at work and you have to take a shit? They're like, well, I'll just wait till I get home. I was like, oh no, absolutely
I
not.
don't
But
know what happened in time, Greg, where people stopped having manners and morals to
hmm
hold their shit until they got home.
it's weird. I'm like, when and
When
where did this
people get
happen?
so comfortable to take shits at work in that
Yo,
store.
man, honestly, I have to blame it on the white people at work. That's the only thing I can blame it on.
Oh, man.
For me personally, like when I tell people, I'm like, you know what? Like, not only will I wait till I get home, or honestly, like I just know for a fact there's certain things I won't eat while I'm in the office. Like if I go eat Chipotle or something like that at work, I'll make sure I eat around like 2 o'clock because I'm getting off at 5:30. I know for a fact it takes 5.5 hours for my body to feel a little bit of way because of Chipotle, right? By then
Mm.
I'm already at home. That's just me. But there are some people who like they go to Starbucks, they go there 4 or 5 times a day, they get coffee and that shit run through their system, and they sit there. I have coworkers that I know. I have a list of their names in my phone. I don't shake their hands. And the reason why I don't
Mm.
is because I know either all every time I've seen them it's because they just walked out of the bathroom or it's because they don't wash their hands. And that for me, honestly, if you do not wash your hands when you like when I say wash, I'm talking about you put water on your hands before you put soap. And then after you put the soap, you lather it and you wash and you clean. And then after you take a paper towel, you dry your hands. After you dry your hands, you open the door with another paper towel. If you do not have that sequence in order, honestly, you're on that list of probably one of the more disgusting people that works with me. And I mean that because there's so many people who wash their hands and they don't do it properly, or they wash their hands and then they touch a dirty surface that somebody that didn't wash their hands touched. And
Listen, that's why I'm so for public places having automatic turn on,
mm-hmm,
and I'm so for still having tissue paper because that dryer shit
yep,
blows the dirt and the feces, air and water
yep,
and shit all over the bathroom because people don't wash their hands thoroughly. And I teach my 3 year old and my 7 year old that after you wash your hands and dry your hands, you take another sheet of fucking paper and you touch
mm-hmm.
the top of the door to pull and let yourself out.
Do you know you were the one who told me about that? You told me a few months ago. You had put it on Instagram about the whole not the one that you put your hand under it, but you taught me about the one where you put your hand in it. I forgot the
Yeah,
name of it, where basically you put your hand in and then it blows all the air like to the like not the air but the water to the side, but it's blowing hot air, which is like the poop and stuff that you were talking about. It's
yeah.
blowing that right into your
I watched
face.
the
And
whole document. That shit. That shit is
when you told
nasty.
me that, I was like, when I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, like where does all the dry water and stuff, like not the dry water, but where does all the liquid and stuff go? Because if the fan is underneath your hands, obviously that means that the liquid is going up. It's not going down, and it's not going to the side because the fan, like I guess what do you call that? The hand sani, if you want to call it that. Like it's closed on the sides. It's just the top that you're layering your hands into. So when you had said something about like all of the poop and all that stuff that other people have touched that she's just blowing up at you. I was like, oh well, I'm just better off just grabbing a paper towel then. That's
Right.
just disgusting to think about. Ew. Oh,
You where's your head
ew,
at? Use your
ew,
brain. Y'all. Use your brains.
ew.
Quicker
That's
is
disgusting.
always better. Okay. Still use the fucking paper towel to dry your hands.
My little version is, what have they just heard?
I'm
Oh
sorry.
Lord.
Yo, for real, it's like how they got the generational gaps. It's like they started breaking it up in like the 60s, 70s. They really started breaking it back in the 70s, but I mean, in the slavery days, but we ain't gonna go there. But let's speed forward to like the 70s and the 80s and the 60s. It's like they start separating men from homes, and just the overall disrespect of our people in our communities. That shit just
Mm-hmm.
was detrimental.
Mhm.
So then it just started progressing. They start putting more music. Fuck it, they start taking large doses and quantities of fuck it. If you
Mm-hmm.
listen to the music, Beyonce started off with "We don't want no scrubs. Somebody can't get no love from me." That was TLC, and then "Can You Pay My Bills?" Beyonce. It just started up with that right there to the whole separation of men and women right there. So in a sense, yeah, if a woman is not approachable or what she's calling out as her mating call ain't the one that's aching to the dude, then that shit dead.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Yeah.
Nah, on that shit, bro. Nah, on like on that shit, literally. Like when you know I see you coming, and I know you see you coming, and I'm already, standing there just holding the door open, and you look at me and you take the time to walk even slower. Yeah, I'm gonna do some rude ass shit, bro. I'm gonna do some rude ass shit. I mean, cause I don't have to be a gentleman, you know. But the fact that I am being one, when no one's asking me to, I mean, shit, common courtesy is what it is.
Yeah,
Facts.
absolutely.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, bro. And I got a super petty side to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I hold the door for anybody and they walk past me and don't say nothing, I might kick a nab on you. I might trip you. But I
Oh my
will
God.
say you're welcome, and it won't be the welcome that you like.
Hmm.
Facts.
Yeah.
My G, it's like the attitude that they have, that the women have got now, and the dudes have a fucked up attitude too, cause they
Hmm.
put that bullshit in the dudes. Don't give a fuck about these females. Women ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You know what I mean? And that's just a fucked up thing that they tried to instill in some. If you wise, you wise. You know better. You know better. You know what I mean? You know the difference.
Hmm.
You know the difference between somebody just telling a story versus something that's real. You know what I mean? So you got a lot of people that's impressed by what they see on TV and what they pumping. So yeah, they not putting out there, like I said, empathy. So you ain't got empathy. You ain't thinking about that dude that's standing in the rain, so that way you don't have to. You're not thinking about that dude being wet. You like,
Hmm.
he's supposed to open the door for me because I'm a queen. The fuck? Got you, man. I
Hmm.
got you, Jay. And you did it right, bro. You handled that right.
It's just really hard to navigate, man. I'm not gonna say too much on it. It's just really hard now in 2020 to kind of navigate. Not only as just a man, but I'm sure like as black women as well. Like, cause you don't even know. Like, I was on Twitter maybe what, a day or two ago, and
Hmm.
Shan, I didn't tell you about this one, but I didn't know that now they have these bots where they're portraying themselves to be either black women or black men, and they're trying to like propagate like drama between like our race. So, between like, black women and black men. So there are people like, say for example, a black guy, or a black bot rather is what they call them. A black bot says something like, well, black women don't know what the fuck they want in a man, blah 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 blah. And
Hmm.
that's going to trigger black women. And when it triggers black women, it becomes a racial divide between, not a racial divide, but like a gender divide between like men and women on
Hmm.
Twitter. So thanks to Black Twitter, if you want to call it that, but they realized it's like, wait a minute, like we're arguing amongst each other, but we don't know what the fuck we're arguing about. It just seems like we're just arguing all the fucking time. So somebody actually pinpoint. I'm gonna like add you to the tweet, but there's a forum that's on Reddit, and there's like four or five other websites where they were showing like people, what they do is they use this app called Face App. So Face App will go and they will take a photo, like say for example my photo. They'll take me as a black man. They'll take like my facial features and put it on a white man, and combine it, and it looks like just a random ass black person, but there's no like specific like person there, and they'll put it on Twitter as an avatar, and it looks like a black man is tweeting nothing but bad shit about like women, and they do the same thing for you know a woman talking shit about a man, and these forums are like, oh well, you can create this profile as a black man, as a black woman, and talk shit about them because black people, all they like to do is argue with each other. I was like, well, god damn, like really, has it gotten to that point where it's like they just know for a fact that we can just like argue with each other like day in and day out. So for us, for example, to have this discussion about like basic shit you should know as an adult, it hasn't gone left yet because obviously it's stereo. But if we would have taken this like conversation to any other platform, it would have went left really quick. Cause like, well, damn, like, well, what about men? What about women? It's like, what about everybody at that point? So like, these are things that everybody should know. But won't say too much more.
I'm gonna play a couple more voicemails, and I'm gonna finish my list. Greg's gonna finish his list, and we gonna wrap this thing up.
Absolutely.
Look, man, people know about the white junks, but when you live in the hood, junks like to walk around outside in they flip flops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, the slip junks they take off and it look like a ghost still standing in they fucking sandals because the feet print is in them hoes. You know what I mean? You can't have them just walking around. Okay, I use your bathroom. Yeah, you use your upstairs. You go up there and then later on you go upstairs and it look like somebody then track fucking cold marks through your fucking house. Cause this nigga done track all the dust from the hood on them slips, them damn flip flops. Just saying.
Facts. I went to school with a bunch of them like that.
So I live in New York, and this goes to all the ladies that live in New York that don't know how to cook.
Mm.
Listen, that leftover Chinese food is not
Mm,
an accurate meal for your man when he come home and you reheating it in the microwave. I don't want that shit. Get that shit to your dog. Do not give me some Chinese food that you didn't finish eating and then put it in the microwave because I ain't eating that shit.
First of
mm.
all, can we start warming up our foods and steaming it back on the stove? Because you try to microwave some water and pour it into a plant and see if that plant grow. I'm just saying.
Mm.
What is this? How to live like a bachelor 101 or something?
No, this is shit you should know as a basic as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Ways we can get better so we don't have to be treating people and teaching people common sense next year because we're not doing that.
That is a super fact. I worked construction for many years, and the white dudes on the job, they used to eat everything. I mean, all kind of like full course meals, and the next thing they run into them porta potties taking a dump. I'm like, these dudes are nasty, and then they want to be dapping you at the end of the day, bro.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Don't come over here with your shitty hand.
Yep. Mm. I'm
they're like
no, men
outside
are the
bathrooms,
worst.
porta potties.
Men are the fucking worst. I don't know how many times like I've had a situation where and like for some reason white guys like they think like the appropriate way to approach black men is to just like, all right, I'm gonna give them a fist bump. I'm like, the fist bump is even worse because it's like, yo, like you already didn't wash your fucking hands and you want to have a full-fledged conversation after you just took a shit and you didn't wash your hands. I don't know how many people I've told, like, hey, by the way, when you walk out of the bathroom, just please just wash your hands. It's not that hard. And for most of our men's bathrooms, the way that all men bathrooms are set up are as soon as you walk in, usually the sinks are to the right, the urinals
Yep.
are to the left, and the toilets are right in front of you. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, you have to walk into one in order to get to the other. So you have to walk past the sinks in order to go to the toilets. But then on your way out, you have to walk past the sinks in order to get out. I have seen so many men. What they do is we have like this method. I don't want to kind of like put it out there because it's the truth, but as a guy, what you do is you take a piss. You take a piss. After you take a piss, you do the three shakes and you put it back in your pants. So you do the three shakes. Anything after that is jerking it off. So pretty much you shake your dick three times, you put it back in your pants, and then you either walk to the sink or you do like, heathens and you just walk straight out of the bathroom. And it's just law. It's just law as a man. The issue though is if you're going into a dirty ass bathroom, nine times out of ten, like you want to at least have some hand sanitizer there. Until COVID this year in 2020, none of the bathrooms that men could go into had hand sanitizer, and most of the sinks and all that shit, that stuff wasn't there. So any man that you ever talk to or any guy that's in stereo right now, they'll tell you if you had to go to like a public restroom when you took a piss, after you took a piss, you would go to the sink. The sink, the water would be cold, there would never be any soap in the dispenser. There were never any paper towels to actually dry your hands. And there was definitely never any hand sanitizer. So all you had to worry about was honestly, as guys, we would take a piss, we would shake our dick, and then we just walk out. And that was just our law. Now with COVID, basically what you're supposed to be doing is taking a piss, shake it, go to the sink, wash your hands, use the soap, use the water, but after you've touched all that stuff, then you grab the paper towel, you dry your hands off, and then you use hand sanitizer. That's how it's supposed to be in 2020, but it's not like that everywhere you go. Period.
Fact.
Yeah, you absolutely are right about that, sister. The problem with those high pressure things is when they don't have any paper and they leave and they close the door, you got to, okay, so you do your part, you wash your hands the appropriate amount of time, like an hour or something. I'm just kidding. Like at least 30 seconds, and then you dry them with the pressure thing. But then the doors close and you got to touch the handle to get out the bathroom. So now I'm stuck in the bathroom if they ain't got no paper towels. I'm stuck there till some other sucker comes and open it for me so I can slip right in, and I can slip right out during that space that he opened it. And if he don't open it wide enough, I got to put my foot out because I ain't touching that. I understand what you're saying.
Or you get toilet tissue if they have some in the bathroom, or you have to end up using your clothes, and that's why you don't keep your dirty ass outside clothes on when you come in the house.
Yo, I got a funny story. I was dating a young lady, and I was opening the door for her, being a total gentleman. And in the middle of our date, she like, you doing way too much. You must be trying